Hi everyone, Chris here with Inbalance. I do have Vanessa here to share her testimonial and her journey through Inbalance. So Vanessa, if you could tell us first off, how long have you been with Inbalance?
I think I've been with Imbalance about a year now, going on a year.
Perfect, perfect. So within a year, that's been plenty of time to kind of see some changes and development through muscles and things of that sort. But before we get into that, if you can share with me, what were your health habits prior to coming to Imbalance?
Right, so before coming to Imbalance, we had a personal trainer. We did more of the, I guess you can say, weight training, CrossFit kind of stuff. So it was a little bit more heavy weightlifting, so definitely different from here. So we would do that mixed with some cardio, but still a lot of heavy weights. So that was more of our, I guess you could say, our training methods.
Gotcha. And then what got you guys to begin looking into something different?
So honestly, we are on a fertility journey. So my wife Gabby, I know, has to kind of bring it down a little bit more. We didn't want to take on that whole heaviness. So you're right across the street from us, so location was key for us. So looking into something that was going to be a little bit more well-versed all around wellness is what we were looking for.
Gotcha. And then when you were looking for Imbalance, or when you were looking for something, what did strike you differently to step into Imbalance?
I think what struck me differently is the community, and I just like the appeal of just kind of taking on new things. And it was, you just could be a beginner, you could be however you wanted to come in and just try it. So I think that was key for us. And then the whole, like I said, we looked up Hope, and we knew that Hope was this overall health guru. So I think that was a lot of our decision to come try Imbalance.
Perfect. And then before you walked through the doors, did you have any hesitancy or just something that just, I'm not sure about this?
For me personally, definitely. I was really, honestly, I was scared. I was more scared coming in here than I was like heavy weight training, because it's just that whole getting out of what you're comfortable with. So this was not my comfort zone. This is something completely different. So I think that's where a lot of my hesitation and scaredness came from. But it was all in my head more so, because it turned out to be one of the greatest things.
Amazing, amazing. And so had you done Pilates before?
I never had done Pilates before. I was not even like, I mean, maybe when I was little, I did dance, but that was like really little and small. But this was my first time for sure.
Gotcha. And then after you took your first class, what was the feeling that you had?
Soreness was definitely one of them. But no, it was just this whole like feeling better, feeling more confident, feeling stronger, because it was one of those, I didn't have to have heavy weights necessarily. It was just body movement, and that alone showed me, man, I really could gain strength just from body movements alone. So it was really a cool feeling. It was different. I felt the soreness, but I felt stronger too.
Amazing, amazing. And then what was the moment when you realized, okay, Imbalance, this is for me, this is where I want to invest my health into?
I think the moment for me, truthfully, was getting out of that comfort zone, trying something different. I'd always heard about and seen yoga. I never did it. So actually coming to a class and trying it out, I can't remember who it was at the time, but they brought these sound bowls. So I think that finally gave me a sense of grounding. For the first time, I knew what grounding was. So that alone just brought me in to say, this is where I need to be, because it all starts with your grounding first, to be able to have your mental game before you can have anything else after that. So that was my selling point there.
Right, and you touched on something, you said your mental game.
Yes.
So extend on that just a little bit.
So for me, our journey, you know, with fertility and with everything in life, you really have learned that you need to have your mental health as a priority. So for us, that's what it was. We found a place that finally understood that. Given the situation we were in with the pandemic and all that has gone on, we just found that here at Imbalance, this is where we truly were able to grasp the whole concept of the whole overall well-being, and that stemmed from our mental health.
Amazing. That's so good to hear. And then also, what are some of the changes and differences that you have noticed over the past year, either health-wise, maybe habit-wise?
So one of the biggest things is I was a huge, just like meat and potatoes, steak and potatoes kind of girl. That's all I wanted to eat. But I think I've noticed that my diet naturally just changed. I tried out, because I was trying new things. We tried some plant-based recipes that Hope had suggested as well. Turns out I love plant-based stuff. So kind of incorporating it a little bit differently. And for me, the biggest thing I've noticed was I am not flexible at all. But I've learned that now I can actually bend down and touch my toes. So that may sound little, but it is huge for me. So my flexibility has truly, gained, as well as my strength is very different than what it used to be. So I'm really liking Imbalance and what it's doing for my whole body overall.
Perfect. And I like that you mentioned just even touching the toes, because we
Right.
don't realize just how inflexible we are until we're put into these situations. But that's usually one of the first things that people come and tell me about is, I can touch my toes, and it's
Yes.
a huge thing.
It
And it really is, because that just shows that you are actually working, and it's sometimes not those pounds dropping, but it's those goals that we set for ourselves, that our bodies are more limber, they're
Yes.
stronger in many aspects. And what would you say to anyone who is maybe hesitant from walking through that door, maybe a similar situation to where they were doing heavy lifting before and are looking for something just a little bit different? What would you say?
I would highly, highly encourage it. It is out of your comfort zone if you've been like me, stuck with those heavy weights. But it's one of those things, once you walk in the door, you're going to feel the embrace from everybody, the whole community here. It's really a judgment-free zone. I felt so taken in immediately, and everybody just does their best of what they can. And I think that's the best part about it, is we just adapt to everybody as we go through it.
Yes. Well, thank you, Vanessa, for your time and for
Sure.
sharing your journey with us.
Thank you.